Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. The greatest show on earth has returned.
This is ridiculous, Tony. This could be dangerous.
Ricky Thrash is back.
It's for you.
And better than ever.
Talk to me, Tony. But then again, danger is my middle name. So sign me up.
Action-packed adventures, heart-throbbing love stories, and hard-hitting, powerful music to bring you into the 1980s like never before.
Hey, darling.
Hi.
We only got one shot of this, Tony. We can't mess this up. We gotta stop playing around.
Sit back, grab that popcorn, and buckle up. Ricky Thrash is here to take you on the ride of your life. The world's favorite 80s action hero is coming to you live on television. Up next.
They called him the underdog. The one who goes up against giants and doesn't turn down a challenge. One who fights for his freedom. One who fights to survive. One to prove to nobody but himself that he is worthy. Can you guess the name? Because the name might rhyme with a couple things in mind. Could rhyme with picky, picky rash. Could rhyme with icky, icky tash. It could rhyme with Mickey. Mickey Trash. Well, if you said any of the above, the previous answers, then unfortunately you are not correct. But if you said the name Ricky Thrash, then you are spot on the money, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest live broadcast in all of this 50 square foot radius. You are in for a wild ride, I tell you that, with my friends. We got people hanging out at the pool. We got people hanging out at the hot tub. We got the views across the bay. Okay, what a night to be alive. I tell you what, I'm curious. How many of you just guessed the correct answer? How many of you just guessed that name that you were thinking of when you thought of someone who fights to prove himself worthy of himself, to himself? How many of you guessed Ricky Thrash? Well, if you said yes to that question that I just asked you 5 seconds ago, then you better believe you're in the right place. Because, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the ride of not only your life, but my life as well. And as we step in to the night, as the buildings turn into silhouettes and the sun goes down across the horizon, there's only one thing left to do. And that is to bring back the 80s. Let's go inside. And if that sounds good to you, I'm going to take this time to introduce the Ricky Thrash Show team. Ladies and gentlemen, behind the camera tonight, working side to side, back and forth, is Giorgio. Make some noise for the cameraman, Giorgio. Watching from 70 miles away in the middle of the ocean on a yacht party with a bunch of chicks, we have the assistant, Tony. And ladies and gentlemen, get your hands together for the host of the main event, Ricky Thrash. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, I see you up there. Yeah. Woo! That's what I hear you. I hear you, baby. I hear you. I hear you. Come on now, bring it. Well, wait, no, I don't hear you. I don't hear you, because that would be ridiculous. But you know what's not ridiculous? Is you giving yourself a round of applause as well, because you deserve it for being here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest live broadcast in all of this room right now. I tell you what, it's gonna be one for the history. Oh. Anybody have some water? Or maybe some suggestions on getting fit? I thought you'd never ask. Well, Ricky Thrash has this special workout plan called Thrashercise that if you want to get guns like these, then all you got to do is sign up and get your copy for only 7 payments of $9.89. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. I did all that mental math in my head just now, so I hope you're proud of me. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Give yourself a round of applause as I catch my breath. Holy smokes, I need some water. But why drink regular water when you can drink sparkling water? This is not sponsored, by the way. It's just the only thing I have that's cold, you know? And sometimes I don't really like drinking room temperature water. That's a little too boring for me. Anyways, how we doing tonight? Woo! We got everybody in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on earth, the Ricky Thrash Show. I hope you guys enjoyed that little introduction. We're gonna get right into things tonight, all right? Efficiency is the theme of the night tonight, okay? Efficiency. We gotta be efficient with everything we do, okay? Just like this can of sparkling water. To be the most efficient possible, we have to drink this as efficiently as possible. You ready for this? Because I'm not, but I'm going to do it anyways, because this is the Ricky Thrash Show, the greatest entertainment of all time. Make some noise if you're excited to be here tonight with me. Sparkling water. Stay hydrated, my friends. I'm okay. I just, you know, every now and then in life, you find yourself coming across some stumbling blocks, some forks in the road. Sometimes they come at the least expected time, you know, when you're not expecting them to come. You know what? Sometimes it's not fun to be knocked down off your feet, staring up at the ceiling, because, you know, as we already established, Ricky Thrash doesn't believe in ceilings. He believes that the sky is not even the limit. In fact, he goes beyond the sky. He looks at the stars and the heavens above and realizes this measly little floor that I'm on right now doesn't mean nothing when you got the attitude of a warrior, baby. Did you guys see that? Yeah, that's right. My name is Ricky Thrash, and I perform all my own stunts. So thank you for being here tonight. Let's move this out of the way, not make the same mistake twice. And let's do this the right way. Stay hydrated, my friends. Oh, you thought I was going to drink the whole thing? Ha! Absolutely not. Be crazy. Speaking of crazy, you guys are sounding absolutely ridiculous today. I just want you guys to know that. Anyways, I'm feeling good today. Today's gonna be the stream of your life. Looks like we're sitting at night. Hold on. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. We are sitting at 23,000 viewers live as we speak right now. Live in the Thrash. That's right, I know it's hard to believe, but you better believe it because anything is possible here tonight. How we doing? We got Joe, we got Vapor Vice, little Stormy Sammy, Ghost, Scylla. I'm surprised I can, reel all you guys in on time, because that's what it's all about, is being on time, okay? Listen, anywhere from 6:30 to 7, that's the start time, all right? There's no set start time, but today I was kind of waiting on the sun to go down a little bit. Am I clipping again? Dadgummit! We are. All right, let me relax. Let me turn down the levels, calm down the levels. I know even my 1983 Macintosh is just getting a little too excited right now. I mean, look at him over there, just powering up the whole stream. Anyways, Giorgio, you're doing a great job tonight. Just want you to know that. And anyways, Tony, cut to camera 1, please. Thank you. So give yourself some credit, some props, some popcorn, if you will, and make some noise for being here tonight. It's gonna be fun. Listen, we can't stay long here on the YouTube though, so whoever's watching over there, I'm gonna have to cut you off. Because guess what? All this music that you're hearing, I mean, sometimes I play my own, but I played my own earlier, but the song that you were currently hearing is not mine. I don't own it. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut YouTube off right here, right now. Maybe in a little bit. Maybe I'll give you some extra grace to switch over to Twitch while, I'll give you some entertainment while trying to switch over to Twitch. That way you're not bored on the way over there. You know what I mean? Ooh, that was a scary melody there. Let's see here. Boom. Good, good. Good. Check, check. Check, check, check. Hey, hey, check, check. 1, 2, check. 1, 2. That sounds good. Check, check. 1, 2. Hey. Check. Check, check, 1, 2. All right. If you're just joining in, you just missed the greatest intro of all time. But knowing me, I'm going to do it about 7 more times, so don't worry about that, okay? Because I always love introducing and hyping up the team here in the 1980s. So give yourself a round of applause for being here tonight. You are experiencing the 1980s at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight, we're just getting started. All right? Woo! All right. Test levels. Check, check, ladies and gentlemen. We are sounding pretty good. Looks like we got everybody in the fax machine messages tonight. Everybody's just excited to be here, talking to everybody, saying welcome to the Ricky Thrash Show if you haven't been here in a while. But it's good to see everybody, the newcomers, the old comers, the middle of the viewer comers, whatever you want to call yourself. If you discovered me 20,000 years ago, or if you discovered me 20,000 years in the future, it doesn't matter, because there's a lot of time traveling going on, okay? That's all I know, all right? Of course, the beginning of time wasn't more than a few thousand. So, there's a bunch of factors, okay? So I want to just welcome all of you to the stream tonight, all right? Wherever you are, which I've heard you're in 2026, is that correct? Okay, you're in 2026, but listen, I'm live broadcasting from the Ricky Thrash Studios here in 1986, so you better believe it, baby. All right, tonight's going to be a great night. We're going to have all the tunes. We're going to come up with some original loops and fun. And you might be asking, Ricky, why does it sound like there's a huge hallway behind Giorgio, the cameraman? And I thought you'd never ask. Well, you see, there is a huge hallway right behind Giorgio. It's about 300 feet long, and it goes on forever, baby. So that's why it sounds so freaking loud and echoey. Anyway, glad to see everybody in the fax messages. Let's get started with a little tunes, okay? We got some levels corrected, okay? We did a little jump rope there at the start. We might go out there, get some exercise in, it can't hurt. Last night I told you guys, listen, I was starting to make excuses. I skipped the gym yesterday because I can afford to do that. On my Thrasher size plan, I can afford to skip any day I want to and still look good. That's the powerful thing about my workout program. Link in the description if you're curious to look like this and get guns like these and look like a freaking Greek god. But if you're, or look like, look like there's people walking on my balcony. That works too. Look, we just threw the most insane party of a lifetime here at the Ricky Thrash Mansion. And so there's going to be a few stragglers walking by, possibly with their dogs. I mean, the dogs are the real party goers. I tell you what, we were talking last night. I started inspiring. When you think of the word inspire, you think of Ricky Thrash inspiring dogs. That's right. And you might be thinking, Ricky Thrash, you sound really crazy right now. Well, let me break it to you. I am. But that's not the point. The point is, we're all here today, gathered to experience the 1980s. That sound good? It's good to see everybody. Was that a little too much? A little too over the line? A little too forward? I apologize if you guys just woke up because of my screaming, but listen, I think we got the levels right. I think we're sounding good. My voice is just slightly over the music now. or no music at all. That's fine. We're going to figure things out as we go. But it doesn't matter, okay? The point is, we still have to drink and hydrate. All right, so let's build a loop. See what we can do. You know what? Check. You guys are about to witness greatness right now. I tell you that much. All right? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to sit back, but before you do that, make sure you have plenty of kernels to go around tonight. The beat's pumping. But you know what goes exactly with some pumps? That's right, it's a four-letter word. And I ain't talking about love. off ahead, ladies and gentlemen. No script involved. Nothing pre-planned. This is what you see and what you get. Writing on the spot, on the fly, all improvised. By Ricky Thrash, live in the Thrash. Welcome to the greatest broadcast in all of this room. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's play around with it. I needed to go dun dun at the end, but we're gonna do that right here. All improvised, baby. Nothing pre-written. This is all on the fly. Coming up with some great Fright Night vibes, like Vaporvice says. No, that's not what I had though. Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we embark on this mission of this Thursday night in 1986, we ask ourselves if we truly have the heart to go through with this difficult feat. And I'm not talking about these feet. Sometimes they can get difficult, you know, if you don't take care of your nails and stuff like that. But the point is, we have to ask ourselves, do we have that burning desire deep within to allow us to pursue the greater good? Well, I'm gonna let you think on that. Because Ricky Thrash must do his duty in order to make the good great.
Lamborghini, painted black, hop in the driver's seat to take off some steam, heading down the highway. That's the only mission. We have to ponder a few things. We have to let a few things digest into our minds to allow us some clarity in the heat of the city. I want you to think of what you're gonna say on sight. When it hits the fan, what are those words? as you slowly put that foot on the pedal, you start to realize that the opponent that you're about to face is more dangerous than you've ever faced in your life. It's not a force to be reckoned with. So as you pick up speed, you consider your options. Do I go through with it? Or do I turn back now? last few months, you've been training hard, you've been preparing hard, mentally, physically, spiritually for this moment. And you think for a second in the back of your head that it would be a good idea to turn around. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's okay, because that's totally a normal thing. To have that fear, that second thought, something might go wrong. But I tell you this, if you have the mindset that nothing you do will fail, imagine the potential. If you go into everything believing that this mission will 100% guarantee you another day, another dollar, another chance at the greatest gift on earth, then I think we both know that option might as well be called pedal to the metal, because there's no turning back. And you might be thinking, Ricky Thrash, you're all over the place right now. Listen, I could be where I want, because this is the Ricky Thrash Show, and you are turning in to Ricky Thrash, sure. Witnessing the greatest live broadcast in this room right now. This is going to change lives. This might be one of the greatest speeches I've ever delivered since 5 minutes ago. So as you slowly turn your head back around, facing forward, after you just parked on the side of the road, the abandoned road, no traffic, just you, the moon, and the road. We all know exactly the final destination. With the tunnel vision, the light is approaching. So you pursue that light. And as the light gets closer, not an ounce in the back of your head is made with the ridiculous notion that this might fail. With all your preparation and the mindset of a warrior, knowing that anything you do going forward is for the good of the city. Because this man, this truth, this substance, this obstacle that you are about to face is not a force to be reckoned with. But you take that look into the rear view mirror. You look yourself in the eyes and realize that first of all, you're wearing sunglasses so you can't see your eyes, but it's okay because you still gotta stay cool during this moment, of course. The sunset in the back as you're cruising down. You tell yourself that I am also a force not to be reckoned with. So I reckon we trek on. feel like superheroes. The soundtrack of your night. As you prepare for one of the toughest challenges that you will ever face. Thank you.
Give yourself a round of applause for making it through the epic journey. I think we're all ready to take a quick breather, okay? All right, I think we're getting excited, a little too excited if you ask me. Well, let's take a trip outside, make sure everything's going smooth and making sure everything's in check. You know what I'm saying? How are we doing out there? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is the Ricky Thrash Show. So, let's do what the Ricky Thrash is all about. Whatever that is, I'll let you answer that. Follow me outside. Better be on it tonight, Tony. Better be on it. It's about darn time. Tony, I thought we worked this out. All right? Getting too far from the receiver, it's not always the greatest thing for me in the stream, okay? You gotta get this optimized. Look, I know. Is Tony even watching right now? That's the real question. Who knows? But listen, all that matters is that we have one job to do, and one job only. And that is to bring back the 1980s like never before. So welcome to the greatest show on earth. How are we doing tonight, by the way? I don't think I've quite asked you yet. Hope we're doing all right. As we look over the bay, the sun goes down, turning the buildings into silhouettes. It's a beautiful sight. Right across, Rock Hero fighting on rooftops so that we may shred. But that's not only the thing you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is quite possibly the most important thing in the air right now. And I'm not talking about oxygen, okay? You need it, of course. Okay, okay, fine. It's the second most important thing in the air, all right? The second. Okay, what we need to be worried about is bringing back the greatest time period of all. Why are we cutting in and out? Hold on. Thought we fixed this dadgummit. All right. Better not be cutting in and out. How much you want to bet that stays or not? Let's just hope for the best. Listen, the only thing we need to be worried about in this situation right now, okay, is one of two things, okay? Talk to me. Oh, you are watching the stream. Well, good. Why were you so late switching to camera B? I thought we had that figured out. It was like maybe 3 seconds late. I'm being picky at this point because I know you can do better, Tony. It's because I love you. You're like a brother to me. But listen, I think we'd all, as Thrashers, as one, would love you even more if we weren't 3 seconds too late. Tony, let's lock it in tonight. Let's have the night of our lives, the night of the 1980s. Tony, hasta luego. That was Tony. Good guy, good guy. Let's head inside. All right, I'm cutting YouTube off now, okay? So if you're watching on YouTube, head over to Twitch. I'll see you over there.